and we're back. It's been a while. For me and Mort, it's been a year and a half.
It's been a
For
while.
Nick, it's been 931 days. We counted it out.
We're back.
But we're back. This is I think we're gonna call this ANM, the show.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
kind of or show whatever. Just kind of a broader network. We're not handcuffing ourselves to a posting time before noon.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not doing that again. I'm not being entrusted with all of that.
Too bad you weren't. It was me. Making sure everything was posted wise, like,
It had to be posted for you to work with it.
but still,
So,
okay. Nonetheless, um, we're back. Gonna be trying to post one time a week, I think.
of course.
But on a broader scale, we talked about it, not just putting ourselves to just sports. Anything going on, anything we want to talk about. Um, Although we're gonna start with the first 6 weeks being sports,
Maybe
baseball.
something jumps in between.
Unless we sprinkle some other stuff in there, but yeah, we're back. We're, like I said, gonna be more consistent now. We wanted to get back into it, and with baseball starting up, we couldn't think of a better time to get back into it. With talking a little baseball, so
Helps that I was just a little bit bored throughout the day.
that too. But yeah, I think we're gonna the first episode here. I mean, or for the next, at least for a consistent over the next 6 weeks. This is being posted on the 22nd, and 6 Thursdays from now, the 28th of March, it is going to be opening day in MLB. So we wanted to start our predictions of each division, starting in the AL with the East. We're going to go from East to West. So yeah, I mean, I'll let you kind of take it away more. I don't know how
At
you
least
want
I
to.
know now that I'm handcuffed to a certain day. I was just kind of planning up on it whenever I felt like it. But now I know I
Oh,
have to
I
do
mean, we
it.
can do
Now
whenever.
I
It
know I
doesn't
have to do it
matter.
tomorrow. No, I have to do it tomorrow. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean,
Guess that's what I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
have
need to
to
be
do.
a set day, I guess.
Yeah.
It can be whenever, but I'm just saying we got 6 Thursdays. We got 6 Thursdays until opening day. So
As long as it's once a week.
Yeah.
yeah.
But either way, I don't know if we want to start with the key free agents that we highlighted, or do we just want to do the division?
I
Because
say let's.
I know Andrew said that he has maybe the free agents affecting some of the teams or such. So
Maybe I think I don't have any impactfully directing or affecting them, but I have some that could help them. That if they sign, I mean, there's only a handful of guys out there still that could sign. So but I mean, we can kind of just get into it. Do we want to go from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
I personally only have 4 of them.
I'm saying, what are you talking about? The
Oh.
Are you
free
talking about the
agents? Or are
standings?
you
Yeah.
about the division?
My fault. Forget the free agents. Yeah, we'll go to the division. We'll go 5th.
Okay, 5 to 1. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Are we just gonna go
Nick,
one
Nick,
fifth
this
pick
we'll go
each,
one.
or are we going through it all?
Yeah, we'll go one by one.
Nick, this
Who we
is your
have
division.
finishing last.
We'll let you go first.
I mean, AL East, in my opinion, is still the best division in baseball, so it's tough to pick. But my 5th place team, I think it's going to be probably the Boston Red Sox again.
Okay. Mort.
I'm also
Nick,
going
Nick,
with
Nick,
the
Nick.
Red
Do
Sox.
you have any reason why they're going to be the last team?
I mean,
I think we lost him.
Well, yeah, we lost them.
We'll do damage control and recover. I also have the Red Sox finishing last. They don't have any pitching. I know I sent the tweet yesterday, highlighted their infield. I forgot how kind of nice they were. Also forgot some of the moves they made elsewhere. But yeah, pitching wise, they don't have anything. Sale was already basically a lifeless body as it is. Now they no longer even have him. And then you drop Verdugo and friends, and here we are. We have another last place team.
I'm going on a different route than you guys. I'm going Tampa Bay in last place.
really?
I think you got a few question marks. There goes Nick. He'll be back. I think you have a few question marks with your pitching. You lose a few guys, and you're bringing in a lot of young guys. The young guys that, granted, have started and have played in games. But still, you're putting a lot on them. Obviously, Tampa has a great, pitching carousel. They always have good pitchers, no matter who's pitching. But I think it's still a big question mark. And then for me, too many questions in the infield or in the field in general. You don't have a solidified starting catcher. I couldn't even tell you who their starting catcher is because
because Christian Bethancourt's not there anymore. I don't think.
No, he's not. He's in Miami now.
Okay. Well, let me get Nick back in here.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
Welcome back, Nick. We're just talking about how we're talking about how they finishing 5th.
We'll come back to that in a second. Andrew's breaking down his team, and then we'll circle back to you.
Yeah, but they don't have a solidified starting. They have Rene Pinto. Couldn't tell you who it is.
I've heard of him.
But I mean, obviously, they added Amon Rosario recently. I still just think it's too many question marks. So I think, again, in a competitive AL East, they're finishing last place.
Oh, you got the Rays going last.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, back to you. Why do you think the Red Sox?
I mean, like I said, I don't know if you heard me say it though, but I said the Yankees, Jays, and Orioles are the 3 superior teams in that division, and then we're going Rays and Red Sox. The pitching is just a huge difference there, and I mean they got a whole new lineup. I'm seeing Boston too, so I mean they could end up doing good, I guess, but I just think they're going to be last place again.
Okay,
rotation's too sus.
While we both picked it, we can just look at that. Like, just all around the lineup's not very good. I couldn't have told you that they had Tyler O'Neill, to be quite honest with you. But as I highlighted the infield again, Connor Wong as the starting catcher is also something to take a look at.
I think, do they still have Reese McGuire?
They do, I believe. There? I believe they do. Let me pull up their roster. They do have Reese McGuire.
They do, and they have Mondesi there still. I forgot about him.
Okay.
But I guess
they got a lot of second basemen on the bench.
While we're looking at this roster, I'll just go with my 4th team. It's the Boston Red Sox. But I do think they finish over 500 this year.
That's going to be a tough one.
I think like Mort said, you look at their lineup, or at least their lineup, their pitching, that's a whole different story for a whole different time. But their lineup, I mean, you have Bobby Dalbec at first, maybe. You have Devers at 3rd.
Well, actually, right now they have a projected Tristan Cassis.
Okay, then either or one or the other can start at first, and then you have
Platoon, maybe.
You have possibly Story being back to what Story was at second base.
He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Which he does.
Well, he'd still be at shortstop because Vaughn Grisham looks like he's going to take over second base.
They'll put Vaughn. Okay, I didn't know who they were going to.
For some reason, they decided to trade for him.
Yeah,
or somehow they were able to.
Vaughn Grisham could be a sleeper pickup. But
I think it would.
Yeah, but that's the thing I never understood. That's what leads me to believe. I'm going to drop the first hot take of the season here, that either Devers or Story gets traded. Probably around the deadline, because if I don't have the Red Sox competing, I would say that they're going to be dumping some guys. And so they'd be ready for a little bit of a youth movement. Vaughn Grisham's pretty young. They just got him. If they build around him a little bit. I don't know what Trevor Story's contract's looking like. I'm pretty sure he might have an opt-out. If not, he's only there for one more year. And I'm pretty sure Devers getting close to the end of his.
So, did he just re-signed recently?
Maybe he did. I knew there was something that happened with him. But if they could dump either one of them and get something out of them, I mean, obviously you're going to get a lot more out of Devers. It's just however many teams are looking for a third baseman like that. If you can maybe flip Story a little bit, because then they could have their little youth movement. Because it never made sense for them to get Vaughn Grisham, in my opinion, when Marcelo Meyer would be taking over at shortstop too. So if he becomes kind of close to being ready, I think they just dump Story. Say, see you later, nice try, and just let Vaughn Grisham and Marcelo Meyer against the world up the middle.
Yep. So So okay, obviously I said Red Sox are my fourth team. I'm assuming. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Nick, whoever wants to go.
I don't like having to do it. I'll go with mine. I think the Rays. I'm gonna have them switch from you. It was really truthfully going back and forth between them and the third place team, but I'd say the Rays. You said pitching. I don't have any doubts in their pitching. They like as you said, they have some random guy off the street show up and he can go out and get you a 2 ERA and nobody has any clue who he is.
Yeah.
So for that, I think that they'll just spin out some guys that are random. I mean, on top of the rotation, I'll show it here. Is isn't very fun as you said, but
Well, that's a Rays specialty right there.
when they're showing up with Eflin and Savali and then just falls off after that, like Shane Baz trying to make a comeback down here. But other than that, I don't know. The lineup, yeah, Paredes and Rosarina with Yandy Diaz, like still they have some pieces. Now with the Med Rosario, if they would have had a shortstop that that they didn't have to pick a Med, then they'd be straight probably. But even with that, Ahmed is a very great hitter, as we said before.
And
he might lead the
hitting...
American League in hits. Who knows? But yeah,
I think put him in that order.
That's what I was wondering because I don't know who this Jose dude is at shortstop. I'm assuming it's just one of the young guys that shows up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, he's to the bench now.
I will. Oops. Okay. I will point out that yeah, they still have Taylor Walls and friends too as some of the younger guys.
Well, they also have what's his face from Cleveland that they traded for last year, Junior. Can't think of his last name. That he could be
Camarino over here.
Yeah, he's on the 40 man. So
yeah. So like that's what I was saying. Like they have the young guys that could show up and do really good.
Yeah.
Like the way that they did it with Paredes. So that's why I want to be surprised if they didn't get fourth and they got third just by really, but because they're going to be a competitive team.
And granted,
I don't think the Rays have it in them to not be competitive. So
but
they're going to be competitive in that division.
I'll be the one to say it. They were my third team if Franco's still there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's a whole other story.
But man run.
Yeah, if they had a shortstop of Wander Franco still playing, then yeah, I would have had him in third. But like I said, Ahmed Rosario can hold his own also, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be fine.
A big Med fan.
He'll be fine there. So, Nick, what about you? Who's your fourth? I'm assuming it's...
Yeah, so mine's the exact same.
Okay, yeah. I'm assuming we were one and the same here with everybody. I was just the only one flipped.
Yeah, so, I mean, Kevin Cash can make any team just competitive, no matter like who's on this team. Like last year, I thought the Rays were going to be like garbage, and they ended up being like, did they made the playoffs, right?
No, did they?
I think they came second.
Oh no,
well,
yeah, they did. They had 99 wins.
Yeah, they got second.
So like I thought they were going to be bad last year, and they were almost 100 wins. Yeah, they got the best pitching development in baseball. Like they just make any like random just look like a top tier pitcher. Their bullpen's underrated. They got some big arms in the pen.
I'll say you get to see them every week. Usually,
yeah. I mean, every time the Jays go to Tropicana, it's always Tropicana is like the worst stadium. I have to just say that. It's just dead air in there.
Well, it was at the beginning of last year. Anybody that went to Tropicana was losing when the Rays were on a 20-game win streak to start the season. So.
Also, I totally forgot about that, but yeah, you're right.
Even though that streak was a little fluky, they play like some of the worst teams in baseball. But
all right, moving on to the third team here. I think this is where it could get a little controversial. I'm gonna let I'll lead off because I know you two are gonna be the ones that probably have differed feelings here. I'm gonna go Toronto at 3. I think it's going to be they're going to be a wild card team. It possibly they could be one of the wild card teams. They're going to be one of the teams fighting at the end of the season for the wild card. I got them at 3. I like their new additions in the infield. I mean, you're going to have an all-star third baseman in IFK.
oh yeah.
So,
Forgot about that.
but I also think, obviously with their team, especially with their pitching, I feel like they just lack identity. Um, I, I, I feel like they just don't know who they are or what they want to be. Um, they got guys. They got guys on the older end. They got guys like Kevin Gausman, Jose Barrios. How are those guys going to fare now? They both have had good seasons in the past. Are they going to continue? And then you just got your big boys in the infield. You got Kurt. Alejandro
Oh, they're
Kirk.
not. They're not already. They're not only in the infield. Mr. Dalton Varshaw's out there in the outfield.
That's what I'm
too.
saying. You got Varsho out in the outfield, and I just feel like this team lacks identity. I feel like the identity's there though. They just need to figure out what it is and who.
Why is
they
Matt
are gonna
Chapman
be.
still on the roster right here?
I don't know.
They just need to figure out who they're gonna be. So I think third. I think they're fighting for a wild card. I think they're still a good team. They just got to figure out who they're gonna be and how they're gonna do it.
Okay.
You guys can pick who goes next.
I mean, I'll follow because I have this Blue Jays also. But I was just I was looking at it. I very well could change because I forgot about some of these moves when I said that they'd be with the Rays. They're definitely going to be above the Rays. I would hope if they're healthy and they perform the right way. Because Andrew mentioned the All-Star third baseman. They actually have a real former All-Star third baseman.
Yeah,
That I forgot
Justin
with
Turner.
Eduardo Escobar that they just got the other day.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot about the Justin Turner
Yeah.
thing too. I forgot about the
I
Justin
forgot
Turner
they
thing
got
on
Eduardo
DH.
Escobar. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
changes
so
everything.
I forgot about Escobar, so that helps him a little bit. So that way they don't have to play Isaiah kind of for off it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
But really, he really does make an already pretty deep lineup even deeper because if you slot him in, like, I don't know, Kirk was terrible last year. So if you go 6 through 9, you put Eduardo Escobar in there somewhere, that'll really deepen it up. But yeah, I mean, pitching wise, it's going to be murderer's row basically in the AL East if those other teams show up and hit the ball because Kikuchi's not very good. I know we love him. I hated him for fantasy. And Manoa,
Hey,
the 300-pound fastball down the
not
middle
anymore.
at 92 miles per hour.
Chris
He'll be
Bassett.
serving them up. As long as Manoa knows how to do anything. But outside of that, bullpen-wise, I couldn't tell you. I know that they just got this Yariel Rodriguez guy. I couldn't tell you anything about him. I just know apparently everybody was loving on him in free agency. But yeah, I have the Blue Jays finishing third. I do have them, while I'm on it, I do have them better than the Rays. They did finish 10 games behind the Rays last year, so they do have at least that many to make up on them
But
this
I
year.
also feel like they added more than the Rays this offseason. So
Yes.
It could have been way more, but
could have been.
some pain. Okay, I'm trying to start the hot takes here.
Of course.
Third place, not the Jays. It's not the Yankees.
Yep.
Baltimore
Saw this
Orioles are
coming.
going third place. I'm not a
just knocked my
believer in this
Michael
team
over.
right now. Still, I mean, they got the exact same players coming back, but they can all just easily, like, a lot of them are still very young.
They had
So
101 wins last year.
well, they can have. They're not all rookies, but
They had manager of the year, I'm pretty sure.
I see the young guys slumping. Now pitching staffs are going to know like how their game plan is. Corbin Burns, everyone's hyping him up, but I think he's going to get rocked in the American League. I don't think he's as good as advertised. Let's see. Their bullpen, they're missing their best reliever. Felix Bautista is done for the year, which is a big guy name for them.
But they did get Kimbrel to replace him.
Kimbrel's like 40 years old. I feel like almost. No one's
When did
worried about him.
Batista get hurt?
He got hurt like
Last
year
year
and
when he
he's
had
like,
Tommy John.
Oh, he's still out?
and he's missing I think
Yeah.
the whole year this season too.
I didn't know he was still out. Damn.
Like if this projected lineup's right, and they still have O'Hearn batting cleanup, like you're not telling me the number one team and everyone's saying in baseball is gonna have O'Hearn as a cleanup hitter.
No, they won't be number one team in baseball. That'll be
Actually, their
later on.
projected lineup on here is actually missing a player. go 6, 7, 9 for some reason. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna say it feels like it's short. That's
some people are
why.
saying they think Jackson Holiday is gonna, appear this season possibly. I mean, if he plays like, and he actually hits like he's been doing in the minor, then that's probably a whole different story. But I just think they're and they got Nick Maton now too.
Nah, he's not gonna last.
He's
He'll
not
be a
even.
AAA.
He'll be in AA by the start of the season.
I'm just saying. I'm just predicting the Orioles. I'm not gonna say like they're gonna be horrible, but I think they're gonna finish with like around like 90 to. Actually, not even. 90 to 93 wins.
Damn. So we're saying that 3 teams in the AL East are gonna have 90+ wins for you then?
It's gonna be a
It
dogfight.
almost happened last year.
Okay. All right.
The Jays had like 89 wins or something.
They went 101, 99, 89,
Okay.
82,
Yeah,
78. So really, it was close, and then it wasn't with the Blue Jays, and then it was close between the Yankees and Red Sox.
Yeah. All right. I'll go to my second. I got the Yankees here. I think they have a resurgence. But it all backs on if their starting pitchers can stay healthy. That's legitimately like they could be my number 1 team here, but I have no certainty in their starting pitchers. On staying healthy. On pitching well, yeah, they probably can do it. But on staying healthy, I don't know. Also, like we don't know who's going to be added. They've obviously put out some contract offers to a few of the free agents, trying to add even more onto their starting pitching. And obviously, the big ad, Juan Soto. They trade for him this offseason. I don't even know. They just traded BS for him, didn't they? Just a bunch of low-level prospects.
It was something, and then they got Trent Grisham with them, and I think somebody else.
I mean,
No,
he is a
Trent
rental.
Grisham's there.
With the Yankees?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's the Padres now have 2 outfielders on their roster, but we'll address that later on when we get to the West.
Yeah, but it's really how the quote unquote big 3 are gonna pan out with Stanton looking like he lost 30 pounds, and then obviously Judge and now Soto, and the young guys. How are the young guys gonna step up? A lot of them were called up last year to fill a lot of holes on that team. And kind of like how you mentioned for the Orioles, Nick, how guys can figure them out, especially in the AL East. It's murder's row when it comes. It's either there's going to be a shutout or it's going to be 20 runs on the board. So I have the Yankees at my number 2. And, oh, yeah, they do have Trent Grisham. He needs to get rid of his mustache.
Yeah, so we'll follow the same trend. I also have the Yankees getting second. No surprise here. The lineup is on paper should be kind of nice. I think Soto figures out how to play baseball again just because he only has to bunt it and it'll be a bomb in Yankee Stadium. I forgot about as I said earlier, I forgot about the Verdugo trade. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of helps them out in the outfield wise for when Judge and or Stanton die. But
And
other than
it
that,
goes back
even
they have
Soto
Grisham,
sometimes.
too. That helps them.
Yeah, and then after that, they have Trent Grisham, and then if Jason Dominguez is still around, that's the only reason why. That's the only thing I didn't understand with the Soto thing. They went out and got Soto, already had Judge. They went out and got Verdugo. They got Trent Grisham, but I thought Jason Dominguez was supposed to be the future here.
They don't
I think he's hurt because he didn't even get invited to spring or he's not on.
Yeah, he might.
He's
he
not
might be coming back from. I'm pretty sure he had something happen last year, so he may still be coming back.
He did. I'm gonna look it up because I think he. You can go ahead and go, but I think he.
But looking after them, they do still have some guys coming back. Like Jordan Groshon's been hearing about him forever.
He's there now.
Yeah, apparently I just learned that right now. But yeah, the only question mark would be at catcher, but I mean they still do have Lou Trevino. I don't know why they have Austin Wells starting, but apparently they do.
Oh yeah, we're stupid. Jason Dominguez had Tommy John surgery.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
But he should be straight. He'd
I
be
mean, they
straight.
said he's already
Position
throwing
players
and
come back.
hitting,
Yeah,
so-
position players come back faster. He had it during the season last year. But yeah, once we get to the starters is where it's going to be a tough one. Like you'll get a pretty good start from Cole. Rodon will pee down his pants at least twice a week. And then Stroman was a very clutch grab for them. I personally wanted him in Detroit, but I knew that was never going to happen. And after that, you just fall off. Clark Smith, Nestor Cortez was bad. And Domingo Herman is not very good. I know they're looking at Blake Snell. I just don't see that happening because I don't think there's enough money in the world to do that, to have Judge, Rizzo, Soto, Stanton, Cole, Rodon, and Snell all on the same team. But
I think
if
if
there's a will, there's a way for the Yankees, and that's what they do.
I think if they're going out to get a starting pitcher, it's going to be Montgomery. He's been with the Yankee
Yeah,
organization before.
Yeah.
Yankee fans would be in shambles.
And that's what I
think-
was gonna say too.
Yeah.
Was I thought
If he's
if I had to
back.
pick one of them to go there, I think they have a better chance of getting Montgomery. But then at the same time, I don't know if you're rolling out there with 3 left-handers in the rotation against the AL East teams with the power right-handed hitters. So
Yeah.
I mean, if they get desperate enough, they could do that. But I was kind of waiting all off season, and then I'll end it here. I was waiting for them to go out and trade for a guy like Kopech.
Yeah.
A little flyer. I mean, or I wouldn't have been surprised with Giolito, which when we were talking about the Red Sox, he went to the Red Sox.
Yep.
So he still found himself into the AL East. But I just figured they would have taken a chance on somebody like that could have given him something.
I think that's what they did with Stroman, though. You took
Well,
the
yeah,
chance-
but you know what you're going to get out of Stroman.
Yeah.
Stroman's
but-
at least
maybe he's
established. Yeah,
And
that's
Stroman pitched
gonna
in
be
the
the
AL
crazy
East
thing is
before,
him pitching in the AL East again and going against the Blue Jays and stuff. That's gonna be insane to watch. But yeah, I thought they would have taken a flyer on some other guys. They had a chance to really put a decent package together and go out and get, but they just haven't done it.
All right, Nick, who do you got as your second team here?
So I also got the Yankees going
that's-
going second place. I mean, a lot of their players, I think this year are gonna. I mean, they've already been washed, but I think this year they're just gonna prove how like they're just done. Like DJ LeMahieu, like he's not the same hitter anymore that he was before. And if he's the leadoff hitter, no one cares. Juan Soto, I mean, he's gonna get booed by the Yankee fans after the first 3 games after he strikes out a few times. So he's
hear it
already
from Mike now.
yeah. I saw he's already like struck out like I think 3 times to like Nestor Cortez and BP already. So not a
Oh,
good
yeah, when
start
you're
for him to
shimmying
start
around
out.
like Nestor does, don't blame him.
I mean, Aaron Judge, like no one's gonna pitch to him this year. I mean, why would you? He's the only guy that can hit the ball. Rizzo, he sucks now. Like he's done. Stanton, oh my god, that guy. I think the Yankees. I think they're going to break a record this year, though, for the most strikeouts by a batting lineup.
I will say with Stanton, as long as he doesn't have to worry about playing in the outfield and he can be on the field, I think he at least does something productive.
Like, I think Stanton will put up 25 home runs this year.
Yeah, I mean, he can hit 25 home runs all he wants, but if he's striking out like 230 times,
I think he'll put 25 home runs and hit for like 220.
and then their pitching rotation is going to just be like controversy every time with Stroman and Cole in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Words are about to be said.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably already beefing as we speak. I mean, yeah. Oh, I can already see like Stroman, like he's gonna struggle, and like how all the racist like Yankee fans are gonna the comments they're gonna make. I can already see it happening. He's gonna go on Twitter ranting.
Again, I already see Mike saying something.
One big thing I do want to throw out that just came to my mind about the Yankees when I said that they could have taken another starter. It'll never happen because they do not like each other. But it's the Yankees. What do they have to lose? Everybody hates them anyway. They could have been the one that went out and got Bauer on a little deal.
Jesus,
Get him a little chance. But him and Cole do not like each other from college.
that locker
Cole
room.
would, Cole would never let that happen. But yes, yeah, that's the thing. It would be pretty toxic there. But yeah, I mean, I think him and Stroman are kind of cool. So, but yeah, him and Cole don't like each other from college, so that's not a thing. But I they would have had to at least entertain it.
Yeah.
I mean, like
All right. Our first team
I
here.
still have one more thing about the.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, their only acquisitions really were like Verdugo and Soto, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And last year they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
They were
that is
horrible.
true.
Are those two players going to make them just that much better, though?
I think they dealt with a lot of injuries last year, though. Like, so did they get a new athletic trainer?
I don't know. I don't follow that.
Because if that's the case, then yes, they're gonna make the playoffs. But I mean, you have them making the playoffs technically, Nick. So
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like Juan Soto last year with the Padres, they were garbage last year, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So he
Yeah,
goes
and he
to the
wasn't very
Yankees,
good.
and all of a sudden they're like the All-Star squad.
Yeah, that's what I never understood either. Because truthfully, even though I had the Blue Jays in third, I have them and the Yankees
Look,
like
you're regretting putting
separated.
the Yankees second place right now.
I have them, the Blue Jays and Yankees probably only being separated by around 5 games or less, so it could be really close. I think either one of them could be battling for a wild card spot. I do think I might have more faith in the Blue Jays just because no matter how big they are, they at least stay on the field for the most part. So
they just roll around.
yeah, I guess they absorb it like bubble wrap.
All right, let's go. Our first teams here. I mean, kind of already know who we all are picking.
Yeah.
I got Baltimore here, the Orioles. Again, I like what they're doing there with their team. I think their bullpen's good enough. Is it good enough to kind of shelter that starting rotation that's hurting?
It is.
I think that's the biggest problem going into this season. I don't mind their lineup. I love their lineup. I think Jackson Holliday doesn't come up immediately. I think he comes up about a month into the season. But I like the Orioles. I think they went over 100 games again. It's just it all backs on the starting pitching. I mean, they did it with shit starting pitching last year. Why can't they do it again this year?
Is that
Mort?
all? Is that all you have? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just researching something before I say it, and I'm wrong. But yes, I also have. I'm just gonna leave it up here. I have the Orioles winning it. For same reason, like they didn't get worse than last year. So they obviously they can't fall at least below 95 wins. I would hope not, at least. But yeah, they're almost as deep as you can get it to come. Maybe not name wise, but talent wise, as we talked about, Jackson Holliday, maybe being close. But even on the bench, it's still pretty deep on the bench. Ramon Urias is like kind of out of a position now. Jorge Cantu, same thing. But even like I know Colton Cowser had a chance to be good for a second, but even Ryan McKenna down here, he's been a name for a little bit. So like they have guys to replace either if someone's not producing or they fall apart and get hurt.
Also,
I am with you.
You have guys if you want to if you get into spring training now, you pitch a week or two and you're like, we need pitching. Like you have guys that you can say, okay, well, they're expendable. Like some of your veterans, like you can keep your young guys. You can trade one or two of your veterans for a quality starting pitcher. Probably there's plenty of teams out there that need positional help. So
yeah, and I mean, like we mentioned before, Craig Kimbrell got added to their bullpen to take Batista's spot. I don't think that really helps or hurts them. I mean, I guess it is a good guy to have veteran presence in their bullpen, a guy that's been there, done that in the World Series and everything. They still do have Kyle Bradish hanging around. John Means, I mean, as another vet guy, I'm not saying either one of them are that good, but Kyle Bradish isn't terrible.
It means, I mean, he pitched no hitter, then had Tommy John.
His body fell apart.
Yeah,
but
He'll never be the same.
Yeah, I mean, Corbin Burns was a huge get for them. Grayson Rodriguez, if he comes back and is what he's always been hyped up to be, better than a 3.84 ERA. I mean, outside of that, if they do add somebody, I do have a hot take to add right now. If I'm the Orioles, I'm saying I don't care what the Yankees are offering you. Blake Snell, you're coming in and pitching for us. You add a
Fair.
Blake Snell to the rotation with Corbin Burns and Grace Rodriguez. You put Blake Snell at the top, maybe behind Burns. You get a lot of help there
It's
because
possible.
Blake Snell doesn't get to go deep in games, but he can eat some innings up. He can get some strikeouts. Nick was talking about Yankees are going to strike out 3,000 times. What better way to do that than bring Blake Snell in?
I think another person. I mean, and we joked about it when we were looking at the remaining free agent, Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah, I could
Would
see
be a
him too.
bad
Yeah,
guy for your fifth spot right
yeah,
there.
a back end because Cole Irvin has been kind of straight, kind of not, and then
Cole
I
Irvin is a
couldn't tell you
bullpen
a lot
guy.
about. Yeah, that's all I was saying. You could put him out there because I don't really know how many left-handers you want to be dealing
Cole
with in
Irvin's
the
he's not
rotation. But
good to be a number 5
Cole
starter
Irvin is
for a potential playoff team.
Cole Irvin
Because
is a long relief pitcher.
I personally think you get Snell or Lorenzen, that gets you far enough in the season to where at the deadline you can say, hey, we need another guy. That's when you can trade for another
Yeah.
pitcher because then you'll at least have a good view on the market and who's available and what you actually need. Because if they got one guy, they could stay afloat to the All-Star break.
Yeah. And by that time, a lot of teams will be dealing with injuries, so they'll be willing to trade pieces probably to try to bulk up for the rest of the season.
And then they have the young guys to offer them. They can go out and get a top talent too if they want to, because they're not paying anybody.
No. All right, Nick, hit us with it.
All right. Before I say, I'd like to make a change. I'd like to swap the Orioles and Yankees.
Okay.
So after talking with the Yankees, I realized like they're not in second place. So I got Yankees third,
I don't
Orioles
think so
second.
either.
So the Toronto Blue Jays are going to win the AL East this year. And okay, last year they came third place. So, but they had probably the best or one of the best rotations in the American League, probably in baseball. They got basically all those guys back. Well, and now you got Manoah, who's apparently losing weight now. If he goes back to how a couple years ago when he had like one of the top ERAs, I think, in the league.
He is still sweating mayonnaise.
Yeah, he can do that all he wants. I mean, if he's the number 5 guy, he doesn't have to put like elite numbers up. If he just has I mean, I don't know. They're projecting him 4.5 ERA. I mean, I think he's better than that.
I'd say 4.8.
I mean, I think he's gonna just go under.
I'm saying 4 flat.
Their lineup. I mean, last year, Vlad, he underperformed than he should have. Springer underperformed. I mean, Varsho. I mean, batting wise, just wasn't that great. Like they they were like almost a 90-win team with like a mid lineup. So Vladdy's apparently he's been grinding in the offseason. He lost some weight. He's saying he's in the best shape since his like 2021 almost MVP season.
Nick, talking about that, I feel like as a Tigers fan, we can say we heard that every year that our first baseman was in the best shape of his life. We heard that for 5 straight years.
Plus, no, it was at least 12.
I mean, go ahead.
The thing is about Vlad, he could be in the best shape all he wants. I'm going to propose to you. I'm not wishing anything on him. I'm not wishing a single thing on Vlad. Oh, I've come to enjoy him, but I will point out the cover curse. Vlad is on the cover of MLB The Show. Don't be surprised if 1, he is terrible, or 2, he is hurt all year and it's all for nothing.
Who was on the cover last year?
We know how it goes.
Was it Shohei?
It was Shohei. And before that, like Tatis had that stuff happen. Judge fell off. Bryce Harper got hurt. Javi has been horrendous. He was horrendous before then, but and like Miguel Cabrera started getting hurt. So
I wouldn't say Shohei did
bad. Shohei was the opposite.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he's the only one that outside of it. I mean, maybe you could say that he had to get Tommy John again after it. But
Shohei hit for 304, 44 home runs, 95 RBIs, and 151 hits.
He's the one outlier. He has at least 2 chances to defy it. He either could have done it at the plate or on the mound. On the mound, he ended up having Tommy John surgery, so he got half the curse.
I mean, I feel like he did it on the mound too, though. I mean, he had 10 wins, 3.14 ERA. I mean, he didn't do terrible.
I didn't say he did. I just, he eventually got hurt.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so like I was saying, Vlad's gonna have a bounce back season this year. You know, if he's saying he's in the best shape as he was in 2021, when I think he should have won the MVP that year.
Yes, absolutely.
Who won? Who
So,
won it that year? A Judge?
Shohei.
Shohei?
I mean, it was basically just because he had like a mid pitching season, but it's just because he pitched basically.
Yeah.
So it's a glitch.
Yeah,
You know,
Vlad was out there sweating bacon grease trying to win it, and
he
Ohtani
led the
was
league
handed
in
it.
home runs and RBIs, and like had I think over 300 average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bullpen wise, I mean, they got that Rodriguez Cuban guy. I mean, apparently he's supposed to be like legit. Like, I don't know.
That's
too
what I'm
much
saying.
about him,
I have no clue anything about him, but everybody's hyping him
but
up.
apparently he's going to be used like in the bullpen. That's like probably the seventh, eighth inning guy. And apparently his fastball is hitting like near 100 miles per hour. So I mean,
Oh dang.
apparently he has the potential to possibly end up in the rotation as well. If I guess Manoa, fails again.
Yeah.
They still got they even got some prospects still in the minors. Ricky Tiedemann, another pitcher that could possibly show up. In like
Manoa's gonna get
summertime.
sent back down to the Cuban indoor league or wherever.
So I mean, if Manoa doesn't do good, the Jays got backup options ready.
Yeah.
They got Nate Pearson's still there too, even though
That's what I was just about to say. I was about to ask where he is, but then he's listed in the bullpen here still. Like, it's quite the fall off from him. But I was also going to say Mr. Matt Wisely down here.
They still got Mitch White as well. I mean, I don't think he's going to end up being in the
No
rotation.
way. I forgot about him. Oh,
I mean,
yeah. What?
He's a possibility to maybe pitch a game.
Pitch a game
Absolutely.
or two. Here or there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Blue Jays will be the #1 team in the American League East this season.
All right. Well, there it is. There's our ranking of the 5 AL East teams. Mine went from the top down: Orioles, Yankees, Jays, Sox, and Tampa. Mort, I think yours.
That was Orioles, Yankees. I actually do want to switch it maybe with the Blue Jays. I don't know. They're really neck and neck. So one of the two, and then the Rays at 4, and the Red Sox at 5.
All right. And then Nick.
And then I had Jays #1. I switched it to Orioles #2, yep. Yankees 3, Rays 4, Red Sox last.
All right. Well, there it is. We'll be back. I mean, we decided at the beginning of this video we'll be back next week.
Apparently,
with our NL East. We're gonna go AL, NL, and just go across America till we get to the West. So we'll have the NL East next week. Breakdown. I mean, I feel like that's a very easy division. It probably will be a third of this video. I mean, your really only discussion is who's going to be 2, 2, and 3. But other than that, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I mean, it feels good to be back. Feel good.
931 days later.
Yeah, 931 days later, we're back, and we'll see you guys next week.